Isaiah 53, 3-5 is a messianic prophecy that paints a picture of a suffering Savior who would experience suffering, walk with those who had suffered, and redeem our suffering even today. The prophet Isaiah writes, "He was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain. Like one from whom people hide their faces, he was despised, and we held him in low esteem. Surely he took our pain and bore our suffering, yet we considered him punished by God, stricken by him and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions and crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed." The prophet Isaiah continues to write in chapter 61, 1-3, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness for the prisoners, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn and provide for those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair." He says, "They will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of his splendor." Throughout this 5-week study at LifePoint Women, we will have the opportunity to look at the themes of grief, loss, sorrow, shame, rejection, and physical and emotional suffering through the lens of the New Testament women who walked and served with and encountered Jesus. As we embark in this study, we get to take an in-depth look at what happens when Jesus redeems the most broken parts of our identities and uses our broken shards for his glory. Let's watch what happens when we surrender and allow God to make beauty for ashes. I hope you'll join us.